Hello everyone and welcome back to the Spearhead cast. With me, Matt. We have a free for all here on Calais again. Let's go through the players. It's a Western Front battle. Represent the United States, we have Ralph Roberts without a command choice. Chems without a command choice. And Muru without a command choice. I suppose they'll pick something soon. Represent the Axis. We have Buck Barney straight again with propaganda tactics for the Mthis. I Carrot 19 as the Wehrmacht without a command choice yet. And Stockler Mulvey, the developer of Spearhead 2 mod, by the way, playing as Panzer Tactics for the Waffen-SS. Interesting to see the developer themselves play today. I don't think I get that many with them playing. Let's go through the other units here. Still no. Oh, I do see Chems going straight out the gate for Mechanized. And Muru still's not picked anything either. Anyway, let's see how this battle turns out. Calais Battery is a very popular one. I wonder when we're going to see the next update for Spearhead 2, by the way, because I imagine the officer rework is taking quite a long time. It's a very big effort, I imagine, and I am not an expert on how you mod in Continuous 2. It's probably a very complex matter. Oh, looks like we have a command choice here as well. It is Infanterie. Okay, Infanterie is a really good choice. Very strong commander choice. The United States is scattering around to secure territory. Mechanized still in the center here. Oh, sandbags denied. And the German infantry is starting to push up here. Americans are pushing up here with the riflemen, but that's a lot of potential firepower coming away. But the Americans get behind cover. Strong Grenadiers are quickly trying to get behind them, hay themselves. And the Germans don't have any munitions for grenades. You have to get out of there. There's also a Jeep for the United States. Good job there by covering the retreat, but a Jeep is going to go for it, I feel. Ooh, nice job from the Germans there. Hitler U-Force coming up to replace the losses. Bulwark and MG42 leading forward. Now the southern flank, we have the Totenkopf engaging with the United States down here in the fields. Also Kubelwagen for them as well. Volkssturm coming up behind us, so this is somewhere in Germany probably. Jeep completely taken down. Hitler U-Force fighting in the ditches. Second Hitler Youth squad coming out at cheaper infantry you can get as the Waffen-SS Panzer. Generally pretty reliable. They lack an AT equipment though, they don't have the Panzerfaust as an example. Rifle grenade assault down here. Well, just grenade assault. Of course, nice to be in the move, but they're taking some losses due to it. So more of the Totenkopf Grenadiers holding the line here. That Sturm Grenadiers taking some big shots. Force them back. No command choice. Oh, we do have a command choice here from Muru. Looks like it is US tank, which can really scale well into the later game. And with the Infanterie has pushed a little bit further up to the center there with sandbags. Hitler you've forced back. MG42 arriving here for the Infanterie. However, there is some American riflemen holding the center up. Still no command choice from Ralph Roberts, but I guess they're waiting for further into the match. The Waffen-SS have been pushed back briefly. The Infanterie commander working alongside some Panzer Tactics is definitely going to scale well into the late game. Laying some smoke to then lay some sandbags, very smart. You know, the Americans push up here with the riflemen with a Jeep support. Hitler Youth are trying to move around and just keep the front line secured, with some Storm Pioneers still moving around. You equipped with the MP40I. Ooh, grenade managed to get out on the German position. An American rifleman actually managed to get out there alive, surprisingly. What a hero. The Americans are engaging with the Volkssturm down here. Volkssturm. Need to remember to say the V with an F sound. This is German after all. MG42 is sped up, but Americans managed to flank! Getting a pineapple off. But they get mowed down still. But the MG42 is down! That's a huge loss for the German front line. Oh boy. Still a command choice from Ralph Roberts, and the Allies seem to have the... Well, the battlefield's still somewhat even, in all honesty. MG44 arriving here for the propaganda tactics, but using the old MG08.
Boys, you ready to roll out?
Now, if you have a Jeep there present. Panzerjägers have arrived here with a Panzerpüchse killing the driver of the Jeep. Hitler you for trying to get some shots in. Being equipped with MP40s. They are getting suppressed. They probably need to get out of there before they die. They have no smoke grenades. I think that might be a dead Hitler. That might be a dead squad. Oh, he's still holding on due to being pinned, so he's actually hard to hit while pinned, but that might be too late. Yeah, he got cut down. Ooh. Some superheroes try to push up here, but they'll get cut down themselves. Oh! Will the Storm Pioneer make it? Panzerjäger's also running back. Looks like they might make it. Well, the Cylinder Americans are pushing up pretty hard towards the Infanterie. The Totenkopf and the Volkssturm are holding down here. Riflemen are getting some very good shots in. But we have several Fox Grenadiers and Grenadiers here. Fox Grenadiers are taking up the front line. I'm also wondering if you're gonna ever see the new infantry models utilized for spearheads. I have no idea how difficult that is to add in. Get you for holding here, being equipped with some MP40s, but they're falling back. Gonna improve their firepower a little bit. The southern flank, we have several machine guns for the United States, making it very hard for the propaganda tactics to get any ground. Apart from holding their own with the MG34. Big find the centimeter 221 arriving. Being used as a mobile MG42 basically. Allowing the German infantry to push up. We also have a Granatenwerfer, a mortar to help. Pineapple going out. It looks like the Germans have to wait to push in here. You need to take advantage of it. More riflemen down here to try and call back the Germans. 221 has to be quite cautious. Of course, the Americans don't have a lot that can stop the 221 at the moment. Like this vertical could suppress it, but that's not going to work if the 222 can get close. Oh, we do have a rifleman coming up here. Using a rifle grenade. Hitting the engine block. Damaging the engine. And armor-piercing bullets are being loaded here. That 221 is in trouble. Even the armor-piercing bullets are not doing a lot of damage to it. Ooh, but I think this might be the end of it. No, wait, the Americans are falling back. So the Germans won out that engagement. Maybe we'll have the Waffen-SS up here still. But the Americans are still around, laying some barbed wire to the nice ground. The 2 went down, probably due to this 50 caliber on the half-track arriving. With some combat engineers. And I don't think the Germans have a lot of AT equipment in the center. They are getting a Panzer F4, F1. I mean, he's pushing up with his half-track pretty aggressively. Using the 50 caliber to their advantage, but the German Grenadiers using an anti-tank rifle grenade. In the end unblock. But it's not enough.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Flamethrower also on the engineers. I don't think the engineers want to get closer. They don't know if these post grenadiers have a Panzerfaust. They don't, but the Americans can't tell. One on the southern flank here. As well as an Untersturmführer. New little officer for the Waffen-SS. There's some fighting going on up here with the BARs. The Germans might be able to hold them off somewhat. We also have a command F1 arriving for the SS Panzer Division. But the Waffen-SS is not doing too well here in this engagement. But they're probably hoping the mortar will hit. Which it is, getting close. Yeah, the Americans lost their will. They're falling back. They're still the 30 cal. More fighting down here. Totenkopf has lost a lot of Volkssturm. Guess they're gonna have to rely more on the actual Waffen-SS troops. Half-track's pushing forward again. Still no Panzerfaust, but the Panzer F1 is arriving. Destroying the half-track one shot. Engineer gets taken down, and the command F1 is pushing up. We also have some first SS Panzer Grenadiers being called in. Unique Panzer Grenadier unit available to SS Panzer. Really good squad that can be armed with all kinds of weaponry, but it looks like they're going to go for the Sturmgewehrs with scopes first. Followed by normal Sturmgewehrs. This got to be a full-on Sturmgewehr squad. Pretty damn dangerous. I suppose we're by the F1 here in the center. Hits the sandbag. But the MT-42 is sitting up behind. The Mthis is trying to hold down here as well.
Anti-tank gun has taken the field.
We do have a command steward arriving for the United States. With 57mm forcing the F1 back. Panzer Grenadiers are running around. They do a Panzerfaust but automatically, which can be a really big deal. And the F1 in the center is definitely providing it to be an issue for the United States. Looks like we have a command choice here from the southern flank from Ralph Roberts. It's Ranger. That means they have Ranger, Mechanized, and Armor. That's a lot of armor potential late game for the United States. Oops, Panzer Grenadiers are trying to flank, but there's a steward to prevent it. Artillery being called in here by the command F1. And well, the actual F1 on the center flank is pushing up. With some Pioneer support. High explosive loaded. Aim for the Pioneers. Overshot. Artillery barrage almost arriving here. There's going to be a 12 centimeter barrage. And well, some barrages coming in return. F1 pulling back there. Well, Grenadiers are pulling up for the infantry. They're already being equipped now with the MT-42s with 100 rounds, which is a unique upgrade available to Wehrmacht infantry. Really just is a better MT-42 in all honesty, because it has 50 more rounds to work with.
Send orders.
There's a little bit more of a static fight on the southern flank for now. Command F1 is pushing up and securing territory. 57mm AT is trying to get a shot in with his APD. That's a saber round. That's what it's called. Looks like he hit the U for trying to open fire here. The Germans so far seem to be doing pretty well territory-wise. They're pushing up pretty far. Americans are potentially going to make a comeback soon, though, if they get Shermans. Looks like we have a mortar hafter coming up. The Americans are taking up to get Sherman support, however. Meanwhile, the Mthis Panzer is almost ticked up fully. Looks like the same is about to happen for SS Propaganda. MP-40 is opening fire here, but the Americans are getting close for a pineapple. More smoke going out, very smart for the Americans, giving them the opportunity and free space they need.
Anti-tank battery is ready for deployment.
The southern flank, we have a little bit of a push going on, our attempt. Americans trying to push up aggressively. And the 34 is keeping them at bay, though. Folks, the most space. They could be used to replenish this pack. This might be a good utilization of their ability. Well, American Lieutenant takes a big shot, but he managed to get the artillery off. Well, in the open, that might be a dead Sturmgrenadier squad, but they're falling back. Mortar shells are landing. MT-34 opening fire. Panzer F1 supporting here. The Germans are trying to push along the front line if they can. Small penetration there on the command F1. More Panzer Grenadiers arriving for the Mthis. The infantry is trying to fight over this little position, but there is an A2 Sherman arriving. When the Americans the much needed armor support. And I think the A2 Sherman can fight the F1 Panzer frontally pretty handily. Although the F1 can use the heat shells which will be able to damage the Sherman. But the German infantry is just lacking AT equipment. Everyone is going in for a flank. The closer I can get, the more higher chance of penetrating. Ooh. Attacking through the terrain, but doesn't penetrate. Back has attempt to return, but miss.
The HQ has been upgraded.
Oh, good shot from the Sherman, destroying the gun of the F1.
Is now available.
And the Sherman is leading in. The Sherman is far more accurate on the move compared to German tanks. I suppose we loaded on the Pioneers instead. Killing them.
We are suffering losses.
So the main line, the Germans are still trying to hold up here. Artillery shells are landing around the fields. Artillery is also landing near the propaganda tactics who have gotten their veteran squads. I do apologize that because it's a big map, it's a hard time to keep an eye on all the action. This action can happen all across the front all the time. Yeah, because we've dug in quite heavily and got their own Sherman here for the Rangers. We also have a Sherman on the north flank for the armored tactics, as well as a command Sherman, so that's double Sherman. Pack though is doing some good damage. Ooh, Sherman goes down, ammo cooked. Panzer Grenadiers have arrived, but the pack got decrewed. Panzer Grenadiers moving behind the Panzer, very smart. But AT gun manages to penetrate. Destroying the gun too. Artillery being called in here by the command steward. And they have a push in the southern flank here against the veterans and the Totenkopf. Lots of artillery shells landing from both sides. With high explosive there from the Sherman. But gets taken out by a Panzer 40 arriving. Yeah, well, the Germans are still trying to hold the northern flank here. Hitler UFO in the pack. So the infantry tactics is just holding on to what they've... holding on to their positions for now. Waiting for more reinforcements, I imagine. Now, the Panzer 40 is proving to be a little bit of an issue for the United States. This is pulled back here to heal. Panzer Grenadiers is definitely proving their worth with their Sturmgewehr. Very potent squad. Stuart's moving up and the command Sherman as well. Another Sherman and some more riflemen being prepared by the United States. The unique armored riflemen. And lots of weapons going on here. Yeah, the propaganda tanks have taken some heavy loss on this front line. So the Panzer 48 went down too. And we have another Sherman arriving here for the Ranger Company. As his Panzer troops are spreading around. Trying to avoid the artillery shells landing. Oh! Actually didn't do that much. Germans need some way to heal, but I guess that's what they can fall back here for. We also have a truck around for the United States, and they turned the train station into a Fort HQ, allowing the US Armor to call the Buffalo Soldiers, I'm pretty sure, which is one of the unique battle groups available to US Armor. And here's the 3rd Infantry, the Armored Riflemen of the United States. Unique available to Armor Company, fights better near vehicles, much like Panzer Grenadiers for the Germans. Pack here waiting. Doesn't penetrate. Immobilizing. Ah, he's got the target threat, so he can always immobilize the vehicle, basically. Pack got recruit. But they're not going to get loaded in time. Yeah, it's under too much fire. Stu-42 has arrived, though. They just need to get to the front line. And while Sherman is pushing up on the southern flank, high explosive loaded. In for a Sturmgrenadier. Was cancelled just as it's fired, actually. Yeah, we have more of a firefight going up here with artillery. More smoke going up in the United States, very smart. obscuring the advance. Oh, and they're using breakthrough, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, allowing them to decap the territory really fast. Even capture somewhat faster. It doesn't only looks like it's decapping. More Hitler Youth are arriving here on the front line for the Germans. The southern flank of the Germans is taking some big shots. More armored force in the centers as well, through the mechanized. With a Calliope Sherman coming up, which is a very powerful rocket-based artillery on the Sherman. From the United States mechanized. I believe only mechanized can get it. Stu-42 is definitely going to be good against the US infantry. Serving as essentially a mobile artillery gun on the Stuck platform. Ooh, Sherman is showing up though close. Now, the Stu can load a heat shell. Ooh, penetration though. Stu might be in trouble. They're going for the heat shield. Nope. Ooh, Hike's supposed to kill the machine gun as well. Germans lost a lot there in the center very quickly. Do have Panzer IV arriving for the infantry division to support. And with the Shermans pushing up somewhat aggressively to try and destroy the machine gun. Which is not going as easy as it want to, I think. Yeah, because you're trying to shoot a machine gun, not a pack. Well, we have lots of infantry and defense coming up here for the Waffen-SS propaganda. We'll be trying to hold on until they can get the Tiger Race, if they can last that long. Panzer IV moving up. That's definitely going to be a threat to the A2. Ooh, neither side penetrated. But the longer range the H is, it should win out against the Sherman. Like, good penetration right there. Ooh, Stu is pushing up very aggressively. That's risky. No penetration. But the Stu will help against the United States infantry. If it can hit. A little up here in the north front. We do have a Tiger tank coming up for the Waffen-SS Panzer. And the H is still being a threat. He is going for the Sherman. No penetration. Calliope opening fire. Ooh, aiming back here for the Stu. Ooh, and rockets are landing. Almost killing it and got it. Meanwhile, you have a propaganda tanks having a long firefight with the Rangers. Okay, got a good penetration there. Trying to blitzkrieg forwards, but that's gonna make it get into the... Ooh. All the AT guns set up by the United States here. Hawkstone grabbing the MG42 underground. Mortally landing near the Panzer Tactics. So the Panzer Tactics are being like on a mobile defense at the moment. Using the open blitz to move around their defenses. And here's the Tiger tank. Which is definitely going to be a problem unless the United States can focus it down. They mostly have the 75mm Shermans, which should not have a good penetration chance against the Tiger. They do have the 57mm, which does have a surprisingly good penetration rate, despite being a smaller gun. Just means that it won't do as much damage. It's like when the 3-inch penetrates. Two veterans are getting some shots there in from the Ranger recon team. One of the few US units that actually use Springfields as their base weapon. Like the Realism, surprisingly. And we have a firefight up here with the Panzer Tactics again. Sherman goes down, ammo cooked from a pack. And Tiger tank has almost reached the front line. And we also have a Tiger Ace arriving for the propaganda tactics. And we also have some Stormtroopers arriving for the infantry tactics, or infantry commander. Which is the one of the unique units available to the armored infantry. And actually call it artillery, which is a fairly unique ability for an infantry squad. And F1 is taking some shots, but the Tiger tank is pushing up here. Loading high explosive shell. Panzer F1 down. I suppose, but doesn't actually kill. Penetrations are happening on the Tiger. Panzer IV down there. Tiger Ace is arriving on the southern flank though. And once the heavy panzer start rolling in, that might be a problem for the United States. United States don't have a lot of good heavy armor. Probably the best they have is probably the Jumbo Sherman, which Ranger gets. Because the United States were not really known for having heavy tanks, unfortunately. High explosive incendiary loaded. Ooh, almost cleaned the Ranger recon there. I guess I need some repairs. Our man squad is out and alive and trying to go for the point, but they are getting shot to pieces. Very hard fight here from either side. Can't really move around. Yeah, well, the US mechanized do hold the center here, which is going to be a problem for the infantry in the long run. Infantry commander is definitely on the back foot. But with panzers on either flank, if the Americans are going to take out the heavy tanks, that is definitely going to be a problem in the late game. Which we technically add at this point if they have heavy tanks. Sherman pushing through the center here with lots of US infantry. Lots of company here, so I think they might be going for a base raid. If the companies can get to the base, they can start doing a lot of damage. Pack is arriving though, and we also have an idea with a 100 round LMG. Artillery being called in. Oh, Flak here can actually support. This is close enough. Storm Pioneers are going down here, yep. And American Riflemen are flanking up here. Using their BAR. Command Tiger swinging around, using a high explosive shell on the 3 inches creeping up. Oh, not looking good for the United States. And well, we also have the Tigers pushing up here with the veterans. Overshot. You're also trying to be very aggressive here to try and retake some territory and get some momentum. But the heavy tanks are taking heavy hits from it. Yeah, Tiger tank down on the north. Looks like a 3-inch gun penetrated. Pershing also coming out, so this is going to be a heavy tank battle if the Germans can get out on a heavy panzer. Oh, Jumbo! But the Tiger is penetrated the Jumbo frontally. Tiger still needs to be cautious though. It actually has weaker armor than the Jumbo by a long shot, I'm pretty sure. Jumbo. Yeah, Jumbo has pretty high armor. That's why you want the Panther to have a frontal engagement, because the Panther has higher armor values frontally. The Tiger just has a better gun. It has the 88mm. Ooh, it could get a shot in on the US mechanized mortar. Killing it.
Light vehicle just got destroyed. We lost a gun crew.
Ooh, not looking good here. Allied opening fire. That's not really hitting too much though. And the infantry still has their Panzer IV-H here. We do have a command EC8 arriving though for mechanized.
Prepare for action.
Panzerwerfer being called in by the propaganda tactics.
Half-track is now available for operations.
Pershing almost arriving for the United States Armor Company. They're just waiting for that, I imagine.
Task complete.
But it's allowing the Waffen-SS Panzer to try and dig in more, but they don't have a lot of equipment at the moment. Tiger Ace needs to decide what to do. Jumbo is also ready to fight again, evidently. Another pack down. Another penetration there from the Tiger Ace. Because the Jumbo is still gonna be afraid of that 88mm gun. Foxton were running on you because the sand back there. Trying to build it. Panzer following fire, probably around here. Oh, up here. Destroying the repair station and almost destroying the Jumbo. You know, the fighting continues up on the northern flank as well, but the SS Panzer tactics don't have any panzers at the moment still. I wonder what they're setting up for. Will it be another Tiger? They could also go for Panther, but that means they'd have to upgrade Panzerabteilung. I do think the Panther would be a very smart choice. Pershing has arrived on the field though, and yeah, the United States are going to do an armored push. All the command tanks alongside the Pershing pushing forwards. Now the Pershing is not the most impressive of heavy tanks, but it is the only American heavy tank. Yeah, we're seeing a second Tiger rifle for the Mthis Panzer. You know, the Tiger has done a little bit of engagement down here still. Needs to get some repairs. That's for H, needs some repairs. Artillery calling on the German front line again. Looks like we do have a medic bunker set up for the Germans so they can replenish at the front line. Another assault, very nice. Pershing showing itself. There is double pack, however. The Pershing still needs to be cautious. A Tiger tank has arrived. Tiger is trying to hold back the United States, but it needs to get some repairs. You know, the Germans are trying to secure parts of the center again. Stormtroopers leading the way, and we also have a Pack 88 set up. Deal with any US armor that might come through the center. White phosphorus shot looks like it hit the Tiger Ace, slowing it down. When the Rangers are getting close with a bazooka. Oh, looks like the Jumbo took out the Tiger Ace. Jumbo is a pretty damn good tank, by the way. Probably the best US tank you can get. Well, the Americans are still trying to hold up this. Oh, good high explosion. They almost killed the lieutenant. Forcing him back. Had to fall down, leading the way through. I think I'm on a more half track. And spotting the United States forward encampment. And on the northern flank, looks like the United States were repulsed briefly thanks to the Tiger again. EC-8s are now arriving though, which is probably the ultimate Sherman form. It's not as armored as the Jumbo, but it's more faster, more accurate, and has a faster reload. The Jumbo is just a little bit slower, but has more armor basically. So I think, and you can only have 2 Jumbos at a time. I think you can also limit it to EC-8s, but I'm not sure. But the EC-8 is just overall the ultimate Sherman variant. It's not necessarily armored as the Jumbo is. Transformation in the center is definitely showing itself off as a problem. US armor is preparing a lot of forces though. They might be going in for an assault again. Looks like they are. We also have a Sherman pushing the southern flank while this is happening. Which I don't think the propaganda attacks have anything to stop. There will be a push up here. Pershing is going in for the Tiger, but looks like both got a shot on one another. And why? That's because he has Ranger Recon. Because the Ranger Recon counts as recon infantry.
Looks like we're going in. New unit ready and on the field.
Ranger Recon are pretty damn good at their job. Well, the Jumbos are just pushing up here. And the Panzer tank, the propaganda tank is in trouble. The north flank, the Tiger is still being repaired. Infantry is still threatening the center here. But the Americans are very close to the German base down the southern flank. Oh, we're not looking good at all. The Allies are getting a lot of armored presence ready. Command EC8 going for the Panzer IV, which has no gun. Panzer is trying to intercept though. They don't have the munitions though. They threw a blank harbor instead. Infantry is just lacking in munitions. Sherman took a big shot from a Panzerfaust, immobilizing it. On northern flank, the Tiger is still operational. But the Allies are preparing a lot of Shermans. And the Pershing is still around, it just needs to get prepared. Lots of fighting here.
Target destroyed. Shift fire.
Well, the propaganda tactics is just lacking in units at the moment. Oh, good shot from the Pershing, destroying the gun of the Tiger. That's gonna force it back. But Pax can penetrate the Pershing evidently. Propaganda tactics are trying to push up here. Also, the Foxterm might have been used to replenish losses, which is good to see. Jumbos are showing themselves again. More Sherman 76 are being prepared. I think you can only have 2 Jumbos at a time, obviously. 88 is turning around to point southwards, just to be ready, just in case. The Pax are still keeping the United States arm at bay. Taking out the command Sherman. EC8 pushing up, very cheeky. Loading a high explosive. Killing one of the Pax. Tiger's almost operational again though. Looks like the EC8 was immobilized. Ooh, easy massive pop smoke. Boy. Looks like the Calliope hit the 88, and now the Jumbos are pushing up.
Tank support is here. Sherman ready.
Panzerfaust hits the Jumbo though. We do have a Jagdpanzer arriving for the infantry. Probably one of the few armored vehicles that can probably fight the Jumbo reliably. Also some Jägers, another unique infantry unit available to Wehrmacht Infanterie. Jagdpanzer has to be cautious. Tiger tank went down in the north flank, missed that. The Pershing pushed up evidently. Stukas has arrived for the Panzer tactics. But will they be able to do anything? It's already done stuff evidently, I've just missed it. That's the problem with such a big fight, I have to focus on so many things. White Foster's great going out. Foxton Panzerjägers are trying to push up, but there is a Ranger Recon nearby. One Jumbo down. Thanks to the Panzerfaust assault of the Foxton Panzerjägers. All reliables have been calling with a battle group for now for the mechanized. I think the United States are preparing to just overrun the German positions now. They might have reached critical mass. Second Pershing also being prepared. I think the Stukas Push needs to act fast. Yeah, it's firing up. Which might be aiming right here for the American tanks, but they noticed. Immobilize the Pershing.
Just got a report of an infantry unit being wiped out. Set, over.
Lane Corp on it.
Incoming fire.
Oh, they're going to try and use an anti-tank bind on it. Oh, that's a smart way of using smoke.
Regiment advises.
That's gonna be the death of that tank.
Utilize breakthrough tactics.
No, almost destroyed it. Good job there from Stock. But looks like the German defense is just foldering on the southern flank. Good job with the Jagdpanzer though. But the Americans are getting more and more presence arriving. Calliope's opening fire again. Taking out the 88.
The enemy has destroyed an anti-tank gun.
And the Rangers are pushing up with their tanks again. Jagdpanzer is still present. Jagdpanzer has to work very hard here.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Volkswagen Panzerjäger is also nearby. But that's a US recon troop also to spot them.
Just got a report of an infantry
And Jagdpanzer is still trying to be a threat here. Oh, good shot in the 76.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
But the United States is pushing up through the center as well.
You need something?
SS Panzer is still lacking equipment. As the Americans push up with the Pershings, which have suffered heavy hits here. And all the Shermans are gone. Buffalo soldiers calling us a battle group as well. African American troops of the United States Army.
We lost an infantry unit. They got wiped out.
Jagdpanzer is doing its best here, but it's taking a penetrating shot. M10 now. Need to get repairs going. Germans are still holding on. He's here getting some flanking shots from the 3.7 centimeter flag, but it's not going to do enough, I feel. Pack is trying to get some shots in, though. Almost taking out the EC8 there.
Veteran see promotion. Let's down the hatches.
Trenches being utilized now by the buffed SS. More artillery is coming in. In the Volkssturm Panzerjägers. Jagdpanzer's back to the front line and it's doing a great job. Not a Tiger is being able to be called in by the Mthis. Looks like they held out long enough. Pershing pushing up. Also the command Sherman. Got the EC8 being prepared as well. Ooh, high explosive on the Pershing there. The Americans keep attempting to push up here. But the other Tiger is arriving. It might be a problem. Live opening fire. They want to take out the Jagdpanzer. Also, the Jagdpanzer's low silhouette and high armor is working to its advantage here.
Send your order. Tank support is here.
Tank command down for the Panzer Tactics. They're running out of units.
Command has been lost. Dispatching a mobile HQ vehicle.
Another Jagdpanzer being prepared by the Infanterie. Tigers took a penetrating shot from the Jumbo. Oh, several penetrating shots. Force the Tiger to back off. Jumbo's going in for it. So the Tiger might get out of that safely. Infantry is also trying to be a distraction in the center here with the MG4 Zeus. Very big fight here. Jagdpanzer got decrewed and killed. And the United States is just pushing up aggressively. One Pershing did go down though. Looks like the Stuka Sufus is still alive. Artillery being called by the US captain. German base defense is now being hit. And German base's general is now being hit by artillery. Another Jumbo down. They are very costly to replace. That gets made to the front line. And more Calliope shells landing, but a new Jagdpanzer has arrived.
Headquarters attacked.
You know, the US Army is surrounding the German base entirely now. I don't think the Germans can last for much longer at this point. They're still trying to fight to the end, though. Tiger Ace goes down. Range gun penetrates straight through it. And Jagdpanzer still hold up the center here. But the allies can just flank in from the other side now. The Germans are still trying. Doing their best, but they're just lacking in the items they need and the units. Yeah, now the Shermans and... Oh wait, good use of the Panzerjägers there. They are one Sherman. Now the Pershing is trying to break through into the base. Panzerjägers got their Panzerschreck. Smoke popped, very nice. Several free engines also pulled up here, probably to help deal with the Jagdpanzer. Jumbo's getting some shots in thanks to his veterancy. Penetrating. Force the Jagdpanzer back. That's how they're calling on the German base still. Pershing struck off a Panzerschreck shell. Full of rockets. Quite an intense fight here, but the Germans, I really think at this point could just surrender, but it looks like they just want to fight to the end. And when you get to this point, I really don't see a point in continuing the fight, but that's just my opinion. Very good game though. Lots of action, but it's very hard for me to keep up with all of it. And Calliope opening fire as well.
Our base is under attack.
Ooh, and the Germans are just suffering so many losses now. The Allies could really just push in if they get all the Germans prepared. Yeah, it's just over, but this Jagdpanzer still trying to do fight.
Foes are behind our lines. Headquarters attacked.
Well, it's because he's fighting Rangers. And Rangers have Ranger recon units, which do count as recon. They'll spot stealth units. You cannot really sneak up on them easily.
The enemy is firing on our HQ.
White phosphor shells are landing as well. Yes, this is just really showing their superiority at the moment. Jagdpanzer still holding their allies at bay. Penetrating shot on the Jumbo, but didn't do a lot of damage. Looks like Bugs Bunny finally quits. Jagdpanzer down, and that should be the end. Calliope opening fire again. And there they go, yeah. Pretty good match. I'll see you all next time, everyone. Bye-bye.